My arrival, worm.
This episode showcases a flashback of how Mark massacred Angstrom Levy, but as it turns out, Angstrom Levy was able to use the last of his energy to open a portal and transported himself to a place where he could be fixed. To make Mark pay for what he did, he summoned evil Invincibles from alternate dimensions to Mark's Earth and promised to fulfill their dreams if they wreak havoc and make everyone in Mark's Earth hate Invincible. So, they got to work and started wreaking havoc. Mark was with Eve, still feeling sad about what happened to Powerplex family, and blames himself for it. Eve comforted him, saying it wasn't his fault. They were still at it when Mark got a call for an emergency. It turns out the multitudes of Invincibles have begun their riot as they destroyed jails, hospitals, and other facilities. They also engaged in a battle with superhero or supervillains, anyone they could find, because their purpose was to make everyone hate Invincible. Rex helped Ray move into her new home as she was ready to start a new life, and Rex wanted to help her settle in. They were still at it when they noticed the destruction caused by other Invincibles, so Rex suits up. Ray also suits up, but Rex was able to convince her to stay back, as the superhero lifestyle was behind her now, but promises to call her for assistance if anything goes south. Mark arrived at one of the wreckages and was surprised to see someone like him. The evil Invincible soon realized that Mark was the real Invincible in that realm and engaged in a huge confrontation with him, but Mark defeated him. Other Earth heroes arrived and fought with Mark, not knowing he was the real Invincible. The wreckage in one of the prisons freed Powerplex as he engaged in a fight with one of the evil Invincible. By this time, the news of multiple Invincibles has spread across town. Oliver and Debbie also heard the news as Oliver flew to go help his brother. Debbie tried to stop him, but she soon realized that she has no choice. Cecil and Donald were able to take out some of the evil Invincibles using sound frequencies and Sinclair's robot, and on realizing what was going on, they decided to make a call summoning all superheroes on Earth to respond to the crisis. The heroes soon realized that he was the original Mark and stopped attacking, so he joined Eve in the air, and as they spotted an evil Invincible on rampage, they rushed to take him out. Oliver also engaged in a battle with one of the evil Invincible, but it doesn't seem to be going well because they were extremely strong, but not as strong as the original. More evil Mark showed up, taking out various heroes. Meanwhile, Mark and Eve were still in a fight with the evil Invincible, and the evil Invincible seems to be losing when another showed up to assist him. Mark was terrified and asked Eve to leave immediately, but she didn't listen as the Invincible launched an attack and breaks her leg in the process. Meanwhile, another evil Invisible was in a fight with the Guardians of the Globe. The Immortal, Kate, and Shapesmith tried to stop him, but they were no match as he launched a terrifying attack on them, and was able to take them out as he decapitated the Immortal as Nightwing takes him to the Shadowverse. One of the evil Invincible made its way to Rudd's lair as he took out the robots, Monster Girl, and also fished out Rudd. They were all about to be eliminated when Rex decided to cause a distraction while they all escape. They were all able to escape as Rex stayed back and fought the evil Invincible. He was defeated but had one last option left, which was suicide, as he decides to explode himself to take out evil Mark. Mark was in the hospital with Eve as Cecil tried convincing him to go help rescue the others, but he was broken and could no longer fight. It was total rampage as a lot of heroes, villains, and Invincibles were obliterated, and by day 3 the Phase 1 of Angstrom Levy plan was complete, and it was time for Phase 2 as all the evil Invincible gathered at Mark's home, and as they awaited Angstrom Levy, he arrived and ordered them to find the real Mark and bring him, but they all refused as it wasn't part of their deal. On realizing Angstrom Levy wasn't ready to fulfill their dreams by giving them a dimension to rule, they joined forces and decides to attack him, but he anticipated their attack as he opened various portals, sending them to a different realm. Mark was still with Eve when Cecil informed him that Angstrom Levy had been sighted, so he went to confront him. Angstrom Levy was delighted to see Mark, and, in a moment, they engaged in an all-out confrontation. Mark was experienced this time, and was able to avoid entering the portals while fighting the bots. Angstrom Levy unleashed a unanimous number of bots at Mark, but Mark wouldn't yield as he was able to take them all out and captures Angstrom. Oliver arrived at that moment trying to get Mark to kill Angstrom, but before he could do it, Angstrom opened another portal, but Mark rips one of his arms off before he escaped. Angstrom arrived at the dimension where he had surgeons ready to fix him, but because he didn't fulfill the end of his bargain, they refused and were able to pin him down with bots they inserted in him as they planned to make him work for them. Mark arrived with Cecil to help rebuild the city and also look for survivors when he got attacked by Powerplex. It appears Powerplex still had a grudge, so Mark and Oliver pinned him down until he had exhausted all his energy. Then he was arrested. Cecil gathered the remaining survivors of the Guardians of the Globe and wanted Mark to lead them, but he refused, stating that he wasn't worthy of it. Cecil walks Mark out as Mark decided to go help rebuild, but he tells Cecil that if anything big comes up, he should be called. Mark was helping rebuild when suddenly he heard a voice. Well, it turned out to be Conquest, who was disgusted as he found out the planet wasn't prepared for the arrival of the Viltrum Empire. Mark was enraged and has been looking for someone to unleash it on as he and Conquest engaged in a huge confrontation. Stay tuned for more episodes of Invincibles on its mythical, and subscribe to this YouTube channel for more mind-blowing recaps like this. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.